Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown.
Hey everyone, welcome to the B-Side Breakdown. This is episode 11. It's part 2 of a 2-part interview with Megan and Shane. They're an Americana country band now based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Last time we spoke with them about their song Alone, and today we're going to be talking about the song Taken This Long. So let's get into it. Here is Taken This Long by Megan and Shane.
But I managed to live, and I don't know how with the things that I did. Don't get me wrong, I was a kid. And it's taking this long to finally relive. The day that changed my whole life. I read the doctor's eyes. He was trying not to cry. I was frail and weak, but still strong in my head. I just wouldn't believe the words that he said. Said
All right, and that was Taken This Long by Megan and Shane. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. More with Megan and Shane. Please stay with us. And now we're going to turn it over to Shane to talk about his song Taken This Long that he put forth that Shane you wanted to talk about. Again, it's one of those songs that when I listen to it I'm like, "Oh, I love this." There's again vulnerability, there's heartachy thing, this nostalgia thing going on for me, and the subject of it is obviously really heavy and intense, and I connect to it in a lot of different ways, as I'm sure you know. But I just wanted to turn it back to you and have you tell us what's specific about that song is special to you.
Yeah, this song is very important to the album being released because this was the first we've been writing songs together for like over a decade, and we never really finished songs, and we never really like dived really into the meat and potatoes of how we're feeling and stuff. We kind of always skirted around and double entendres and all that fun stuff. This was a song that I wrote all the lyrics to and I really liked, but then we looked at each other and we're like, it just doesn't go far enough. And it's just like it's missing the connectivity and everything. And and like I went and scratched all the lyrics that I originally wrote and then rewrote them all, and I sang it and played it for Megan and she started crying. And this is kind of the start of the Daughter of Country album because we started really digging deep into ourselves and being honest. And, you know, the song, like, it's like true to my heart. And, you know, the opening lines, I've had good friends die, but I
Mm-hmm.
managed to live. It's like, it's so true. And, you know, like, you've been there, you know, Kent, and, you know, like, like people that we know like that have passed away. And you know it's like, and I got really sick for a while and not going to talk about what that was, but like everybody, like doctors said I was going to die, and like I just refused to believe it and refused to you know acknowledge that, and chose a different path. And just like it was a weird time in my life when that happened because you know I was in a band that was doing pretty well regionally and had some good things going in a bigger way, and I got sick and that kind of all went bye-bye. And it's like it was a real hard pill to swallow. And it's like I had to make some decisions because when I got ill and that band went away, I hid myself in my basement, and like I finally could eat again, and like I ate a ton, and I was just like living very unhealthy like. And I made decisions, and like Megan's song Alone, in order to survive, I decided to make a big life change. And I literally one day hopped in my van and just moved out to LA with no plan. I had like $300, and
You win.
and like and I showed up at our former manager's doorstep and
Sure.
at like 3 a.m. and was like, I'm here. And and I remember it was so spontaneous that I had band rehearsal set up with Mark Messina, a great drummer in Minneapolis who's played in some bands with me, and on a Tuesday, and I think I moved to LA on a Sunday, and he was like, "Hey, do we still got rehearsal tonight?" I'm like, "I live in LA now. Sorry." And
Right.
you know, um, but like it all had a happy end. You know, I persevered, and here I am today, like what was that, 2001, you
Right.
know, 21 years ago, and I was told I had 6 months to live, and that line is very true.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, 21 years later, I'm doing great. and it's like feel very fortunate, and song is very personal and hard. Matter of fact, I think we've only played it once live because it's one of those ones that are just like really hard to sing and really
Oh,
hard to perform.
can't imagine. Yeah. No, I hear you, man, and thank you for sharing all that. It just what I love about this is, I mean, I remember when all that was happening because I was going through my own experience of something dynamically really similar, where it was, hey, you have this really wicked cancer that we don't know you're gonna live to see your 30th birthday in, January 2002, and it's like, you might have 6 months to live. We don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, your prognosis is really awful. It's like 5% chance you'll be alive in 5 years, but you're in remission. And it's just like my whole scope of life changes. There's so many lyrics in that song that just take me back to that. Like, right. I've seen other friends of mine die, but I get a chance to live. There's more, I have way more to do. I remember I was working some crappy cubicle job, and I crawled under my desk and was just crying because I was listening to some song. It was just some random song that I liked, but it's like I heard it so differently because now so much had opened up for me because of that illness and that experience and being presented with my own death at such a young age. It's like I can't, this can't be the end. This can't be the end. It's like all I wanted to do was become like one with the music and play music and do music and express that part of me that I really feel, that which resonates so much for me with both of you, is that, I mean, if there's meaning and purpose of what the universe put you on this planet to do, to me, that I identify with that completely. Like if it's to make music and to express that together. Um, anyway, it's just, song hits me like in so many ways, and I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly, dynamically my experience too, or that's how I feel about it. So I'm so grateful that you put it down as open and, as you said, as honest as you did. It's just because it comes through so clearly, and it's, man, it's powerful. Like when I listen to it, I'm like, I don't know if I can listen to this without crying because it's so personal and meaningful to me just with my own experience. But it's just a beautiful thing, and I'm glad you did it.
Well, and honestly, when I wrote the second set of lyrics that are the final lyrics, I thought of you, like, and what you were going through at that time. And, it's like, thought of all my friends and people in my life that have gone through really, really hard times, and people that didn't make it through and people that did. And, you were definitely one of those people I thought about. And, it's like, I don't know, more than anything, I feel lucky that I'm here today and that I'm able to write these songs and write that song and continue to, like, pursue a dream at this age
Right.
where, like, when back in the 90s, early 2000s, someone our age would not even be considered to
It
have a
wasn't
chance. It
possible.
was
Not
just,
at all.
when I was in LA, I lived in LA for 5 years, maybe six, I don't know. Um, I was auditioning for bands at like 25, 26, and they were older than me, and they were saying I was too old. It's like, oh crap. It's like, what? They're like, yeah, you're over the hill. Like, we want someone like uh, late teens, early 20s. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute there.
But now
Right.
we're at a point where, I mean, say what you will about, sorry, Loretta's like scratching and her collar's going crazy.
That's our dog.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's her dog.
Like, oh, Loretta's talking to you. She's coming for a visit, huh? All right.
It's like, say what you will about the internet and streaming and stuff, and there's pros and cons to everything, but the fact that any artist our age has an opportunity to still reach people is like so cool.
It really is. And yeah, I think of that often. And, the other part of that too, and I don't know if this is any different, but I would love to go find some 21-year-old and go, hey, do you think that 50-year-olds right now are just extremely old people? Because I remember thinking when I was 21,
They're so old.
they're so old. You're like grandparents. Like you can't possibly like do anything relevant. Like, come on, you know? And I don't think that was an accurate assertion at all, even though I think probably most. No, I can't even make that jump. But it just seems like I don't know that many people that age would have disagreed with me then, but maybe they would. But now it's so different because, to your point, I don't feel much different than I did when I was jumping in a drop nickel van to go pick up Helva's gear in Los Angeles after watching you guys play at the Troubadour. You know, it's like, wait a minute, that was, 25 years ago, 26 years ago. And here, yeah, I mean, I'm 50 and I'm trying to still do what I want to do with music. And it's, and given the nature of how we can record at home, file share like we've done, to record stuff and to get things mixed and mastered and released and have amazing music that's available on streaming services or just out there for people to have access to all over the world at our age and with relevance is just such a beautiful gift.
Well,
I think.
isn't it?
Go
Sorry to
ahead.
interrupt, but isn't it beautiful that we're not a slave to the people we can reach with our flyers that were printed at Kinko's at 2:00 in the morning?
Man, I'm saying, right.
It's like
The
now we can make
flyers.
those virtual Kinko's flyers and get them out to the whole world.
I know. Just
My
that-
version of that was going to be less cool, but like now it's about like people really are looking for an emotional connection.
For
And
sure.
it's not, I mean, I love 80s hair bands, but it isn't about the visual as much as well. I mean, like that definitely matters, but like gosh, you hear a song and it moves you, that's really all that matters.
Yeah. Well, and frankly, your aesthetic is also awesome. I mean, I just love it. And I'm just looking
thanks.
at your Zoom photo. I'm like, yeah, you guys are perfect for this. Like, this is exactly, that's exactly how I think of you when I think of you. I'm like, oh yeah, except just Shane's got a bigger beard,
So you're saying slightly tortured, but lots of love.
lots of it. Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine about that, or this very thing just a couple days ago, and one of the things that I think is so great is I used to be so wrapped up as a younger musician with, I guess it's like, what's the path to success? Like you're talking about, Shane, with, Kinko's flyers at 2 a.m. and trying to plaster that because you have to build a following in your hometown, because if you don't have a following in your hometown, you can't go to another town. But wait, why is that all real? Maybe it isn't. And then there's the touring idea. And how are you selling records? And are you trying it on SoundScan? Because if you're not, then you're not, it's like, oh my goodness. And now for me, I so care so little about all of that anymore, where I just love the fact that I get to freely write what I want to write without anyone telling me it has to sound like this. I can release it independently to the world, and people who find it are the people who find it. And to me, it's like the rest is sort of up to the universe. It's like if it moves somebody and if someone is connected to it, awesome. And if it's not, that's okay too. But it doesn't ruin my life if, I'm not on some ladder climbing path to success. It's like, it's sort of like, I feel like that's no longer my responsibility to worry about. It's just up to me to connect to that creative flow and just keep putting the music out.
Yeah, it's a different world these days, and
For sure.
it's cool. And there's so many more opportunities and tools at our
Disposal.
at our disposal to help all of us, and it's like there's a lot of
Right.
artists out there that can kind of complain about the way things are, especially in our era, but I look at it as a gift.
I think they're there for the taking too. Like
Mhm.
they're there if you want to use them or not, and like you're saying, they're there to use them so like more people can find you, but it's not this like pressure.
Right. I
You know,
just
it's like-
can't imagine, I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was just thinking of Guns N' Roses in Los Angeles. Like that trying to happen today seems almost like I don't know how they would do that, and I don't know
That's
how they would get the attention anymore. You know.
that's so funny you said that because we've been totally binge watching all these old videos that are on the internet of
hmm
them when there's people like chattering in the background when they're
Yeah,
like just starting out.
they there was this one we watched where Guns N' Roses was basically playing the acoustic side of Lies and all the acoustic songs,
hmm
but is before they were
And
like
you could
before
hear
Appetite came out,
and you could hear all the people in the bar like talking over them
and no one
and we're like, "Oh my
cared.
god, this is crazy."
I know, right? Wow.
But that's kind of like how,
But what you said,
yeah,
like how that wouldn't happen. That era of rock and rock star is totally done.
Totally. Yep. Crazy.
unless you come up with the TikTok dance
No.
phenomenon.
Yeah, that's the one thing I haven't embraced yet, but someday.
We're trying.
It's hard. It's hard. The
Not
struggle
the dance
the struggle
phenomenon,
is
but
real.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more of Megan and Shane and hear about what they're working on next. Stay with us. All right, and we're back. We're going to wrap this up and find out what Megan and Shane is working on next. So, hey, Megan and Shane, what do you got going on?
Thank you so much for having us and for playing our songs. We really appreciate it. And we moved to Nashville just over a year ago, and we had the great fortune of reaching out to a producer here that
he's a Grammy winner.
I was getting there. He decided he would say yes to us, and he happens to be a Grammy-winning producer, and I think he's going to probably win a few more this year, and we're really proud of him. His name's Brandon Bell, and we recorded an album in May, right after we had COVID, so that was an interesting
Challenge.
But as he said, struggle brings out good things, and so now we're just working on figuring out how to put that out. There's some songs we're really, really proud of, and had some incredible musicians play on it, and got to play some live shows with some of those songs with you, Brett, which is really cool.
Yep.
And so that's kind of where we're at. We're working on how to put that out, and we hope we have that out in the late spring of 2023.
And while we're waiting for those to come out and figuring out how we're going to release them, we recorded a bunch of songs live in our living room with video and stuff, and we've been releasing those. So they're called the Living Room Sessions. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and all that fun stuff.
Kind of strip some things down. We even bought a lava lamp. It's great.
Nice. Awesome. So what's the is there a do you have like a Linktree address, or is there a specific web address you want that kind of pulls all this stuff in together, or is it just people should just search socials and YouTube for Megan and Shane?
Yeah, Megan and Satan.
Megan and Satan. Yes.
Yes. Megan and Satan. That's our new metal band. meganandshanemusic.com is our website.
And you can kind of get to everything there.
Great. Awesome. Well, I was also going to ask you what happened with the hi listeners, Nick Larson, who was on the last episode, he's a drummer and I play bass, and we've done shows with Megan and Shane, and we recorded a couple songs with them last February. Just curious, what did anything come of those songs with Chris Mara? I forgot what happened with that.
So basically,
first of all, that was so fun.
oh my God.
That was awesome.
That was so fun. So for all you listeners, this wasn't just like a normal studio. To get to the basement, you had to go down a slide.
I refused to go down it.
Oh, you missed out. It was so
know.
fun. And we had our friends Lily Mae and Craig play on it, which was super cool. And it was all analog, which was also really cool.
And what's cool is Lily Mae ended up playing on our newest album that's going to come out. But we got very fortunate, and our PR company hooked us up, and they released it to a bunch of publications. We got some great reviews. We recorded a video for Put Me Down, and
got a little bit of traction, which is cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it was just really fun.
Yeah.
Good. No, that's great. And I look forward to hearing more about when what your plans are for the record recorded last May. That's going to come out sometime in 2023. That's the plan.
Us too.
Awesome.
It's a little bit of like a desert space jam in some points, which I'm pretty excited about. We had a pretty interesting voyage from Arizona to Nashville, and I think that was a big catalyst for it.
Sure. Well, that's cool. Well, that's great. Well, thank you both for taking the time to share both of these beautiful songs with us and sitting down with me and just having a conversation about it. It's just such a gift to know that you're out there. And again, anyone who's looking for their music, meganandshanemusic.com. Is that right?
Correct.
Sweet. Go to that URL. I will post that up on the various B-Side Breakdown websites and social media spaces. But I look forward to seeing you both soon. And thanks again.
We love you, Brett. Thank you. This was
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yeah, I love you too. Talk to you soon.
Three Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown.
All right, and that wraps up another episode of the B-Side Breakdown. Thank you so much to Megan and Shane for coming on to talk about their songs Alone and Taking This Long. I also want to thank Adam Coulong and Carrie Bozel for helping me put together the jingle you hear at the beginning and the end of this episode. I also want to thank Powell Peralta for giving me permission to have the A and B team's instrumental music from The Search for Animal Chin playing in the background right now, which is so dope. Next up, we got Dave Jarnstrom from the band Rat Owl talking about their song Aladdin's Castle off their awesome record, Madison Beast. Thank you so much for your continued listening. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.